Hi, pretty black girl. So, the title of this video is Stop Envying the Pretty Girl. Instead, feel inspired. So, I know this title is quite controversial to say the least, but I just wanted to get it out there because I've had instances where I've had people kind of looking at me nice, nasty, or just really quite people that felt somewhat envious of me and have admitted this to me, or you can just sense that someone feels this sort of envy towards you and they kind of just show that and they're trying to hide it, but they can't really hide it. And I just feel like a lot of people make the mistake of giving people nasty looks, giving a beautiful girl nasty looks, or being just nice, nasty, being mean, being jealous, and all these very mean things are being done to someone that has a beautiful appearance, which I mean, essentially, I do get. It's can be quite triggering when you see someone that looks so aesthetically pleasing, and sometimes when you look at someone that looks aesthetically pleasing, it looks like they have their lives sorted out. A comparison is, for example, celebrities, because celebrities look so well polished and they just look like they have everything figured out. And then when you actually encounter someone that looks beautiful, they have a really nice hairstyle, their makeup looks really well put together, or their outfits look very nice, and they smile, they have this really nice, bright, beautiful smile, they have these white teeth. It kind of can make you feel triggered and feel just this jealousy, this envy to want to look like that person, or just feel jealous and want have these negative things about them when you don't even really know them. So I suggest a different approach. I think you should really question, what is it you envy? What is it that I really envy from this person? What is it that makes me feel so triggered when I see them? And why do I feel that envy? I think it's good to take a step back and start asking yourself those questions. Is it her outfit, perhaps? Does she have a really great sense of fashion that I would want to have? Or is it her hairstyle? Does she have a really cool hairstyle, or just a hairstyle that looks really well on her? And you're like, oh, this makes me feel somewhat like I should do something else with my hair. And what was something that was funny that I had noticed, and I may or may not be wrong, but there was this girl, and she usually had really long braids. They were red, and I switched up my hairstyle to kind of like a French bob curl braids. And then I feel like the next day I saw her with like a very similar hairstyle to mine, and I was like, oh, okay, this seems like you were inspired by me because you saw me in that hairstyle, and then the next day I'm seeing you with a really similar hairstyle. She kind of had like a silk press with like curls going around. It looked really similar to my hairstyle, and I was like, maybe she felt inspired by me. And that's just something that I thought, instead of feeling this envy, she was inspired. And hey, I may or may not be wrong, but I digress. Or maybe this person has really nice skin, or very even, nice, beautiful skin. Or they might have really nice makeup. They have really pretty makeup, and they know how to like wear their makeup in a way that suits the way that they wear their outfits. I know, for example, there was this girl back in high school. She kind of had this emo aesthetic, and the way she wore her makeup really suited her outfits, and just the way she carried herself. It was the whole perfect picture because her outfits and her hair and her makeup really suited each other, and they looked really nice. Um, but also, you may be envious of the pretty girl because of the way she gets treated. I feel like a lot of us pretty girls, we get this princess treatment from people that we might not even know. Maybe something falls on the ground that is your possession, and then someone really tries their best to pick it up for you, or they just treat you a lot better. They smile at you when they don't even know you, or she just gets everything her way. A lot of pretty girls get a lot of things their own way because they have this charisma, or they smile a lot, or they kind of look at you with these big eyes, and they make use of it. They take advantage of what they already have, and that is something that you may be jealous of. And this just might be a sign you secretly desire what this girl has. You know, she is beautiful, she has these pretty outfits on, her makeup is beautiful, and she just acts beautiful. I think also that can be something that you're envious of. Not only does she look beautiful, but she acts like it. So when she walks into a room, she walks with her head up high and her shoulders backwards. And then she just sits there and looks around, or talks with people with confidence. And that is something that you may secretly desire. And I beg you to, instead of feeling envious or jealous, feel inspired and work on yourself. As a conventionally attractive woman, I also deal with insecurities. I have to be really honest and sit here and not just here giving people advice or saying things that I think one should do, because at the end of the day, this is just based on my opinion and this is not based on any facts. But I personally think that it may or may not make your life a little bit easier if you don't feel this envy, but instead switch it and feel inspired. But as a conventionally attractive woman that I am, and receiving a lot of compliments from people, and just having my life be so much more easier, and really playing life on easy mode has honestly felt feels really good. But I, of course, as I've mentioned, I deal with insecurities, but that's not the issue. The issue is how I deal with them, and how I deal with my insecurities. For example, let's say my skin, it doesn't look like super even or anything like that. What will I do? Then I try to think of, maybe I should get new skincare products. Maybe I should consult a dermatologist. Maybe I should do more research, ask ChatGPT, hey, can you help me out? How can I brighten up my skin tone more? How can I make my skin look more radiant and glowy? I do a bit more research on that, and I work on it because that's what I want. I want more radiant and glowy skin, and I'm going to do more research on that and feel more, I guess, lightheaded, because now I've done the research, and then I can actually um, implement those things into my skincare routine and not feel jealous of someone that has better skin than I do, but instead I'm working on my skin. I'm too focused. You should be too focused on yourself to the point where other people don't really matter that much. And I'm not saying this in a selfish way where you don't care about your friends or you don't care about your family, but you're so focused on yourself that other people don't really matter that much to you. Like, it doesn't really, they don't really play a huge role on how you feel about yourself, because you're so self-centered that other people are just, they're just there. Of course, your family members, people that you love, but you're not out there comparing yourself to the next girl that looks prettier than you, or the next girl that looks skinnier than you, or the next girl that is smarter than you. No, you're focused on yourself. You're reading the books, you're going out doing your workout stuff, you're doing your skincare, you're doing your hair. You're too focused on yourself. You can't even think of other people. You can't even think of someone else doing something else because you're too focused on yourself. That should be essentially the point of life, focusing on yourself and really just trying to better yourself and feel inspired by others instead of feeling this envy. And I mean, we're all human, and we all have those moments where we feel somewhat jealous of other people, but it really is never going to make your life better. It really is just going to make you feel worse internally, and it's going to show on the outside, because those nice, nasty looks that people give me, they're not cute at all. So instead, feel inspired by those people. And it really is about how you deal with it. I think a lot of people project their insecurities onto other people. So when you see someone treating you in a really mean manner without any reason, really, it's just kind of a reflection of how they feel about themselves. And I think a lot of people forget to self reflect. So they don't sit in their room and start to think, oh, how can I better myself? But instead, they're thinking about everyone else and how everyone else is doing everything wrong, and they're not really focusing on how they could better themselves. So, and that is a huge, I feel like a huge thing in our society where we're not really sitting down and thinking of what we can do better, but instead we're pointing the fingers on everyone else except for ourselves. And that's really where you start having these very mean encounterments with people because they're just so insecure about how they feel. And there's nothing wrong about being insecure. We're all human. As I've mentioned, I have a lot of moments where I'm insecure too. And I feel like, oh no, my skin is breaking out or this and that is happening. I'm human too, but overall, I it's the way I go about my insecurities. I am like, okay, my skin is breaking out because I'm on my period, and there's going to be a better time where my skin is going to look more radiant, and it's just a few pimples. There's nothing, it's not that bad. It could be so much more worse. So you give these positive self talks to yourself. So in that way, you don't feel super overwhelmed, and it's a better way to go about it. Like give yourself positive self talk. It's going to be better. Oh, I gain weight. Okay, I can lose the weight. I can work on my diet. Oh, my hair is breaking off. Oh, maybe it's time to get some essential oils for my hair to grow back. Oh, my outfit is kind of looking not too nice. Maybe it's time to go on Pinterest and look for outfit inspirations and see if maybe other items in my closet can work better with this item that I have on me or this clothing piece that I have with me. You know, it's all about how you deal with those insecurities and not necessarily the insecurity in itself, because we all have insecurities and everyone has their moment where they feel down or where they just don't feel like themselves. As I've mentioned, I also get insecure, but it's just the way I deal about it. And I know that I have so many other good qualities of myself, and I try to focus on that as well. Or I try to journal. Oh, I try to go take a walk. Like just take a walk, breathe in, breathe out, and everything's going to be fine eventually. If you just have that positive mindset, it really is just going to turn out perfectly fine. I promise you. Today, for example, I was not feeling my best. As I mentioned, I'm on my period, and we all have those moments where we don't feel as great. So then I took a walk. I went outside. I saw kids playing and they were coming back from school. I saw people walking, and it just made me so much more happier. And I was like, wow, life can really be beautiful. And I just saw mothers with their kids, and it just really warmed my heart. And I was like, it was so worth it to take a walk. And I was just listening to music, looking at people, and it was worth it. Um, so I think you should just stop it, look in the mirror, and see what you would want to change. Maybe you want somewhat different eyebrows so that can frame your face better, or you want longer eyelashes. Who knows? You can. The internet is your best friend, truly. Um, just look at yourself and see what change you would want to have, whether that is a new hairstyle or whether that is a new skincare regimen for your skin to feel better and look better, whether that is new outfits that you want to implement. Pinterest is your best friend, to be honest, if you want outfit inspo. Um, you want to upgrade your skin, your fashion sense, hair, makeup, etc. The internet is your best friend, and ChatGPT, she's that girl. Really, like honestly, she's helped me with so many things that I have, so many questions that I've had when it comes to my skincare or my hair or my outfits. Well, not outfits, but when it comes to skin, I ask ChatGPT questions and she answers, and she just always delivers, and it really is very helpful. I think people should really work on themselves, and this is also self-talk. Eventually, everyone should work on themselves. Stop focusing on others, and really try to look within and see where you can better yourself and where you can really just upgrade your own self, because that way you don't feel envious. Because I think at the end of the day, envy can be really something so ugly, to the point where you can't even stop it. You like those nasty looks that I've received from people, they cannot even hide those nasty looks because they're just I feel like if you're so envious of people and you're so jealous, over jealous to the point where you're giving people nasty looks, you've kind of lost yourself in a way. You're too focused on other people that you cannot even focus on your own self. So that is just an ugly trait. And there's nothing worse than someone that is so insecure and projects it on other people. And that is really the ugly thing. That is really what is making you ugly, not your appearance, nothing on the outside, but truly the inside is going to start to like you're vomiting out all the bad things from the inside are showing on the outside. And that is really that's what's ugly, to be honest. So, the next time you see a pretty girl, look and take notes. Or maybe you can give her a compliment. If you feel somewhat envious, just give her a compliment and you'll feel a lot more better. And just take notes and feel inspired. That was it for today. It's nothing personal, nothing. Well, it is, I guess, self talk, so it is somewhat personal, but it's just how I view things and how I think it is a better way to feel inspired instead of feeling this envy towards someone else. Feel inspired and find ways to better your own self so that way you don't feel envious the next time. But the next time you see a pretty girl, you'll probably give her a compliment and say, "Oh, your hair looks really nice. Your hair looks really pretty." Or you'll take notes. Stay beautiful.